Hey everybody. Well, there's nobody here right now, but I'm gonna invite my friends and we'll get started anytime from now. It's just me, so I'm gonna take my time and invite some people. I always say I'll tell you, and then when I get ready to do it, um, you would think I'd have a good list ready to go. Okay. I'm not gonna tag too many people because Jen, I don't see you on my list. I just tag my auntie. I haven't talked to her in a while. A lot of times these lives, for lack of anybody else, my family checks them out, see how I'm doing, how I'm looking, see what's going on over here in the house. We see a lot of stuff from my life. Um, Let me send them a link soon. I can find. Oh, it's two people here. Greetings, yo. I'm coming just right now. I'm gonna share this video um, with my friends that asked me to let them know when I came online. And then I'm gonna pull up my list. I'm gonna try my best to stay uh, disciplined on my list this evening because it's long. Um, I have 9 points I want to cover in one direction, so that don't even include the other direction. But how do you tell the difference between people you can trust as far as the advice and the perspective that they're presenting on YouTube versus people who, for lack of, who are just here for entertainment purposes only? Because there are some um, YouTubers who are here for entertainment purposes only. Some of us are here for business. Um, and, how do you know like who's presenting the correct information? I myself have been approached by people saying that we haven't been truthful about the struggles and the challenges that we faced here in Ghana, that we romanticized it and made it, too fancy. So How do you know when somebody is putting on the show versus, uh, and how do you grade or value the information that you're being presented from YouTube? I mean, there's no standard here. Anybody literally that can make an email account can create a YouTube channel and come on here and say anything. And a lot of us are coming on here saying anything. Um, so what's the difference? Um, what I look at is not just, I look at what people say, listen to what they say, and I watch what they do. Um, if I see differences with that, then that's kind of where the contradictions are. And I measure people based on the level and the qualitative level of contradictions that they have. That's how I evaluate all of my news and information sources. I cross check and cross check and cross check. Stuff got to add up. Stuff got to make sense. Um, some of the ways that you can really look at people real good, as my grandma would say, is by if their their perspective, like what's their vantage, you know, what's their vantage? Uh, what are they talking about? What perspective are they representing? What are the gaps and holes in their argument? Um, some of the problems that I see on uh, people's channels and other methods of disseminating information about Africa is that it's just very skewed. And you shouldn't be the last person to know, what your bias is. As for me, I'm a staunch Pan-Africanist. The name of my channel is The New African. I've been running and working with New African Image Makers, which is a multimedia development group for 15 years. So I do come on YouTube and do some stuff, but this is not the only media that I produce. I've written books, even to more or less help us to find a place where somebody could make a statement and put their name on it and stand by it. If you're referring people or telling people to do this or that, I put it in writing. That's another whole purpose for me writing those books. So I'll put some links in to anybody who wants to check out Beckon, the Ancestral Call, or the Top Hidden Costs of Repatriation. And then look out for the next one, because the next one I'm going behind the scenes, YouTube, behind the scenes repatriation, and I'm going to be telling some stories based on real life about how we really get down over here. And that is more or less a therapeutic exercise for me, because we repass on the other end of it. We go through a lot because we be over here trying to help people get here, and people take us for granted, waste our time, and just do us dirty, So we have to go through all of that and still continue doing what we came here to do, which was hopefully be a little light along the path of your repatriation journey. A lot of people be like, oh, y'all eating off tourism. Well, look at our inbox. Fair exchange is no robbery. I say it all the time. My inbox stays filled up with people coming from all over the world who want to meet with us, who need our help with any aspect of their journey over here. Not only that, but do you really understand what it takes to acclimate to this environment? How much support people really need to be over here and to get used to the environment? Half the time we have to charge people something just to weed out the serious people from those who just want to waste our time, or those who really want to feed on us and our carefully curated resources. In my notes, I have the word FOH. You know what I'm saying? Fuck out of here. Because You're on YouTube, you visited Ghana, come in here for a week or two or 1 or 2 months or whatever. You can't evaluate no country unless you spent a great deal of time there. It's a lot of things that you will see going on in and around you, that on the surface make no sense at all. But sit down and watch it for a while, and it will start to make a whole different level of sense to you. So for that reason, one of the things I'm looking at is all those people who are accusing other people of lying or eating off repats or eating off tourism. There's no shame in us being paid for our work, and it is work. Once you get over here and put yourself, in contact with, all kinds of people to help people get out of trouble, to help you, know the right spots to go to, blah, blah, blah. You do your legwork. It all costs money. Okay. So the only people who are claiming that somebody is eating off of them are people who either not helping nobody physically really get over here. They're not sponsoring anybody, or they're not here. You know what I'm saying? The rest of us know what it takes because we're over here doing it. So that's point number one. If you hear people saying that, downgrade. You know what I'm saying? They rating goes down in my book because they clearly don't know what they're talking about. The other thing is when you see people harping on the infrastructure, I don't care where it is in Africa. You know what I'm saying? That's a moot point. I'll give Ghana as an example because that's what I've seen with my eyes. The infrastructure here is not perfect, but nobody could take a drive through this city and not see the amount of work and construction going on. Anybody who came here 10 years ago and comes here today can tell you that the country has made a lot of progress. So for those people who are sitting there making these, you know, huge points about the infrastructure is not good. The infrastructure in Ghana is decent enough to take care of business. If there's any more challenges than with the infrastructure, that's where we need to come in at and be a part of the solution. And that goes in general for most of the complaints that you will hear. So when I hear people, harping on the infrastructure or whatever, yeah, some infrastructural challenges here. But let's look at this with a clear African lens. What are we doing with the infrastructure that's so perfect in America? You know what I'm saying? In the US, in the UK, we have 24/7 lights for the most part, unlimited semi-affordable internet for the most part, paved roads all over the place, except for raggedy ass Chicago, frankly. So what's the, you know what I'm saying? What's the magic bullet for black folks, for African folks, with this infrastructure situation? What are we doing with the perfect infrastructure in the West, in the places where a lot of us live? Oh, wait, it's only one person watching. You got any feedback on that? Because I don't see nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I hope you get my point that coming over here to Africa and, doing a whole diatribe, whole videos about the infrastructure and, all of this and all of that is foolishness. It's purely foolishness. What's the other thing? Point three, tribalism. I hear so many people trying to make tribalism into a thing. First of all, tribalism was invented by colonialism, okay, and imperialism. So we're not even on that right now. Ooh, my computer thing is going out of power. If I cut off, I'll recreate this broadcast and hop back on. The one person look for me as I'll come back. But yeah,